over. An epic game 3. And Southside are through to their third grand final in 4 seasons. Reed swoops on the crown with massive basket.
3. You are kidding me.
And the Fire burn brightest. Townsville are WNBL champions for the 4th time.
It's a huge Saturday night clash in Sydney tonight as the Flames host the Cygnett WNBL competition leaders Townsville in the first clash between these two sides this season. The defending champs, the Fire, have all the momentum with 5 straight wins to sit on top of the ladder, but the Flames will be determined to put on a strong showing on their home court to keep in touch with the top 4. Jess Webster with you alongside Olympian and dual sports star Tessa Lavey. Great to have you here, Tessa, for what should be a really interesting battle.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, very excited for tonight's game. I'm keen to watch and commentate, but yeah, I think they match up really well, these two teams, so I'm really excited to see what plays out tonight.
The Flames, of course, coming off a 40-point loss to Perth on Wednesday night. What do you think the key takeaways were for them out of that game, and how quickly do you think they want to move on from that one?
I think they want to move on very, very quickly tonight, if possible, please. I did watch that game, and, you know, to Perth's credit, they played extremely well. They took good shots, and I think Sydney just couldn't sort of get it in the hoop enough. But I think Guy will want a response tonight, and I think that's what he'll get.
And there's no better way to respond than taking on the competition's best. So on the flip side, the Fire are in absolutely fantastic form. They've only lost 1 game this season, which was to Southside by a point, and they responded in style on Thursday night. They beat Southside by 28 points. Here are some of the highlights from that game. What do you like about the way that they're playing their basketball this season?
I really like the way that the Fire are playing. I think they're just a really balanced team at the moment, and they have really good depth. I think they've got Zoe B now in there as well, and she's playing really well. So, and she's only just going to get better as the season goes on. But yeah, Sammy Whipkin creates plays for everybody. The same with Steph Reed, and I think, you know, Zatina's playing some really great basketball. So yeah, they're just overall very well balanced, and I love it.
And as we take a look at the ladder, you can see Townsville on top, only the 1 loss this season. Melbourne Boomers as well, sitting pretty in 2nd position. And then we've got the Flames in 5th. And as we see, I guess, how things are starting to tighten up as we enter the halfway point of the season, games like this are massive if you're from Sydney.
Absolutely, they're huge. I know Guy will want to get a win and stay in touch with that top 4, because I think, you know, it gets pretty tough at the back end of the season trying to do that. But I know they're without Tess Madgen again tonight, so we can't underestimate the impact that she has, and we're looking forward to seeing her back on the court again.
Absolutely. We'll miss another game with knee soreness. When she was playing, the team was 2-1, so the impact that she had certainly was massive as we take a look at their starting 5. So no Tess Madgen tonight. Who are you looking to really stand up and play a strong game tonight?
I think Richards and Loz Nicholson. I think, you know, she'll be pretty excited to play against her old team in Townsville. But yeah, those two playmakers, and then obviously Kayla George. You know, she's very solid. She does her role. Plays both ends of the floor. So I think those 3 are the key to this game, and I think they just need to come out and be really aggressive from the start.
Lara McSpadden, of course, playing her 100th WNBL game tonight, so congratulations to her. And you mentioned Lauren Nicholson as well. This is her first game against her former team, who have won the past 10 matches against Sydney, and Lauren Nicholson has played all 10 of those, so she'll be hungry to get a win against her former side. This is their starting 5 on screen. No Alice Kunik, who unfortunately had surgery on her wrist during the week, but gosh, when you look at that roster, there's so much talent.
Absolutely, and yes, we wish Alice all the best and a quick recovery. We want to see her back out in the court as soon as possible. But yeah, the depth here is just incredible, and the balance. I think Shannon's done a really good job of getting in players that fit his style of basketball. So yeah, keen for tonight and keen for the game.
So a huge game tonight. Don't forget the official WNBL app is finally here. We don't want you to miss a minute of the action. So for all your live scores, your highlights, all your player and team info, and plenty more, download the free WNBL app today. It is a fantastic resource and has everything you need. So we're a couple of moments away here from the tip-off at the Quaycentre in Sydney. It's been a month since the Flames have played their last home game. They've been on the road for 4 matches. So they'll be hoping to get a win for their home fans tonight as we get underway in the first quarter, and it will be the Flames with the first possession through Bradley. As Reed applying the pressure, Bradley finds some space out to Clark. Wants to kick it back out to Bradley. Lovely pass, finds Clark for the opening points of the game. So they'll definitely, Tessa, want to get off to a strong start against Townsville, who we know are a really good, strong four-quarter team. And will take their best effort to bring them down. So no doubt a couple of early buckets will do their confidence wonders.
Absolutely, and they've come out really aggressive in their defence, and then Bradley being super aggressive on offence. So hopefully they can keep that up for 4 quarters.
There's Roof.
Roof is just relentless on the O boards. You want to make sure you box her out.
There's Richards down the other end. Bobbles out. It's just got an issue with our scoreboard, so apologies for that. We're hoping to get that up and running very shortly. It is the Flames and the Fire on 2 points each. Here is Bradley. Out to Richards. Now Nicholson against her old side. Good deflection in there from Whitcomb. They come up with it as the shot clock ticks down. Need to make something happen here, the Flames. And they've run out of time.
I like how they're being really aggressive though, trying to get their feet in the key and then creating plays, getting it out.
Steph Reed, what a wonderful season again she's putting together. Whitcomb looking for a Cuso, and they've turned it over the Fire. Bradley again getting involved early to George. Clark, long 2, it's off the rim. What are you looking to see here in the first few minutes, Tessa, from these two sides? Any tactical play that you've got your eye on?
Oh, not at the moment, but I think Townsville are going to look to get inside to Z a little bit. Maybe get Sydney's bigs in a little bit of foul trouble. But yeah, and then Sydney on the offensive end. I'd like to see them just be really aggressive. Don't allow Townsville to push them out of their sets. And try and get on the rim, exactly like that with Richards.
On cue, did all the work, just couldn't find the finish. Steph Reed in the corner. That one bobbles out from Whitcomb. Richards for the Flames. Out to Clark. To Bradley in the corner. One's also coming up short. Cuso pulls it in. Finds Woods. That one's offline. Roof, though, with the O-board to Whitcomb and drains her first 3. Loves it from that spot, doesn't she, Tessa?
Absolutely. She was open for a long time too, just begging for it. Finally, it made it there.
George comes up short. Whitcomb finds a Cuso. Wonderful finish. Great team play, Townsville. You mentioned Akuzo as well. 60% is her field goal percentage this season, #1 in the competition, so she's in fantastic form. Bradley. Can't get it to go.
I think Akuzo's come into this season with a clear mindset of what she does well, and she's going to her strengths. So most of her field goals, I imagine, are within the key. She rolls really hard, she sets good screens, and that gets herself open, and then she finishes. So it's credit to her and having sort of that clear mindset coming in.
And has got reward for her effort too, named in the Opal squad during the week, the squad of 20. I'll chat about that a little bit later on. So apologies again for the scoreboard not appearing on your screens. It is the Fire 9-2 leading. Flames ball. Richards to inbound to Bradley. Nicholson. Out to Bradley, open for the three. Just off the rim.
They seem to be going underneath on Bradley, so I wouldn't mind seeing Sydney set some re-screens, just help her get in a little bit closer and be aggressive with Reed. You don't want her to be able to sort of just get underneath the screens and rest almost a little bit on defense, even though she works so hard.
Here is Reed. Puts the shot up, bobbles out. George pulls it down off to Richards. Pulls up. That one comes up short as well. Fire still 9-2 in front. Less than 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. We hope to get our scoreboard up and running very shortly. Here is Woods. Draws contact.
Woods does such an amazing job getting to the rim, but then controlling her body. So when she's up in the air, she gives herself that extra second just to finish and draw a foul.
At the 15 points and 3 rebounds and 4 assists against Southside back on Thursday night. Averages the 10 points per game this season, the 26-year-old. Two from two. So less than 5 minutes to go here in this opening term. Nicholson. George swings it across to Bradley. Driving, puts the shot up. Nice finish. Woods. You see Brown. And Whitcomb. It is. Finds Roof inside.
Sammy's just been so patient on those on balls, waiting for them. And Roof creates a great lane by rolling really hard, and it makes the defense come over and help. If Sammy doesn't hit Roof, there'll probably be someone open on the opposite wing.
So well balanced, aren't they, this Townsville outfit? Kayla Roof, 85% from the free throw line. Makes no mistake. So important few minutes here for Sydney just to keep in touch at quarter time. And just don't want this lead to blow out any further. George sees her opportunity. Unfortunately, can't get it to go.
PG Roof has the moves, gone behind the back. Love that from her.
See Richards heading to the bench. Take another look at it. Look at that. Clark as well coming off for a rest. The Fire 14-4. Roof again finds herself at the line.
The Flames, I think they need to be a little bit more disciplined here. Richard probably didn't need to sort of reach in for that one, but we see Roof now at the free throw line.
Strong start to Michaela Roof and the Fire. Nicholson to George. Oh, what a pass. And gets the contact too.
Kayla does such a good job at seeing those passes. You see, watching the games, she does it 3 or 4 times a game.
Get the feeling they're going to have to work for every opportunity they get tonight, the Flames. Kayla George, she's the kind of player, if she can get up and running, she can really inspire everyone around her.
Absolutely. From playing with Kayla, the energy that she brings, it just brings everyone else up around her as well. So it's a scary day when Kayla's fist pumping and yelling. That's always fun to play with.
He's found himself in some foul trouble though in the last few matches, so we need to keep that under control. So we see Zowie B into the action. And the attempt there, it's just offline from Shields. Flames, George fires off the rim. It's Roof working on Rowe. Woods to Zowie B. How will the umpire see this?
Hurst made 2 efforts there. She sort of nearly deflected the ball and then got a hand in on that shot to Fire still get the ball, but that could have been an easy layup for them.
Some good defensive pressure shown. Shields. Big triple attempt on the buzzer.
Wouldn't surprise me if Sammy made that though.
Yeah, absolutely. When she's on, she's on.
Yeah.
It's a good drive, good strong drive, and that gets the foul as well. Does Rowe.
That was nice by Rose. Saw she had the big guard on her and just got the reversal and then straight on the rim.
She gets the first. Only 33% at the line so far this season. This is the second attempt, and it's a Fire ball. Steph Reed working on Panousis. Brown and now Whitcomb. Zowie beat the new recruit to Reed. What will she do here? Whitcomb. Zowie beat. Still a Fire ball. Reed. And they've turned it over. The seconds were ticking down. They had to try and manufacture something and didn't quite work out on that occasion.
The Fire are so good offensively. You want to make sure that you box out. You don't give them any second chance points. And they were lucky there. They sort of got away with the one that Steph's just missed that pass. But if it did get there, it would have been a wide open 3.
Panousis from beyond the arc. Bobbles out. Zowie beat. Pulls it in to Shields. Now back to the Swedish star. Brown makes a move. It's an offensive foul.
Hurst got there, planted her feet, put her body on the line, got rewarded with it.
A couple of really great defensive efforts from Hurst. Put her body on the line, as you said.
And that hurts too. Landing on that wooden floor, it's not fun.
Panousis for the Flames. George to Rowe. They work it to Hurst. Now back to Panousis. Shot clock ticking down. Under pressure from Reed. They've turned it over.
That was great, D. When it gets to a low shot clock, it's always, they're going to try and be really aggressive. Steph just stayed straight up.
It's good defense there by Kayla George. Rowe, back to George. Again is a little offline. Fire come down with it. Less than a minute to go here in this opening quarter. Fire in control at the moment. Reed. Again, the shot clock ticks down. What can Zowie B do? Whitcomb with the rebound. They can have another look. Working on George, steps back for the three. It's just pulled up short. Nicholson, as we mentioned, playing against her former side tonight. First time these two sides have met this season. Nicholson makes her move. What a play!
There was no stopping Loz in that play just now.
So quarter time here at the Quaycentre. It is the Townsville Fire leading the Sydney Flames 15-9. A good start from the Fire, but the Flames keen to make an upset victory on their home court tonight. Stay with us. We'll take a short break and be back with the second quarter shortly.
Looking for your pathway in basketball? She Hoops Leadership and Confidence Scholarship can help. We're offering 30 girls from around Australia the opportunity to develop as coaches, players and officials, with mentoring from some of Australia's best basketballers and some of Australia's best coaches in breaking down barriers. If you're a girl aged 15 to 18, then this is for you. This 5-month program will accelerate your development both on and off the court. Interested? Head to shehoops.com.au to apply.
Quarter time at the Quaycentre in Sydney is the Flames hosting the Fire, round 7 of the Cygnett WNBL season. Quarter time, it is the Fire leading 15-9. A strong quarter from the competition leaders. The Flames have a bit of work to do at quarter time. Jess Webster and Tessa Levy with you in commentary. Tessa, what did you make of that opening quarter?
Yeah, it was a fun one. I think Townsville got some really good shots and then converted, but then on the other end, the Flames, they struggled a little bit offensively, and then they weren't really disciplined on defense. So moving into this second quarter, I would love to see the Flames be a bit more disciplined on defense, and then that can create their offense moving forward.
So Lauren Nicholson leading away with 4 points for the Flames. Clark and Bradley with 2 each. And for the Fire, again, we see the spread of contributors as the second quarter gets underway. Roof leading away with 6 points at the moment. Whitcomb with 3. Fire 15-9 at quarter time. Read off to Akuzo. Roof mops things up. So apologies again for the troubles we have with our scoreboard at the moment. Hoping to get that rectified as soon as possible. Kayla Roof, a strong start to this match. Tessa?
Yeah, very strong. She's just solid. You know what you're going to get with her. She's going to rebound really hard and she's going to roll really hard, which creates open shots for herself and her teammates.
6 points and 3 rebounds so far for Michaela Roof. Steph Reed out to Shields in the corner. It's short. Akuzo with the rebound. Nice shot.
Sydney have got to box out, make sure they don't get those second chance points happen in the first quarter too. So hopefully they can make a change this second quarter.
Kayla George to Nicholson using her body.
Great defense by Woods. Once again, put her body on the line and got there in front of Loz.
Came charging through. That's an old-fashioned hip and shoulder, I reckon.
In footy, would be a bit of a fair bump and play on there, wouldn't it?
Fortunately, the offensive foul was called. Of course, a dual sports star, Tessa. You must love that in footy. You get a bit more freedom with hip and shoulder and contact and those sorts of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. It's a bit of an adjustment coming back into b-ball contact, but it's really, really fun out there to be able to push and shove a little bit.
As Reed for a 3 and sinks it. Fire now out to a commanding lead. Sydney need a response. Here's Panousis. Back out. One from Rowe. Bobbles out. Fire ball.
Fire do a really good job defensively, clogging in that key. I know a lot of the time the Flames sort of look in, try and get Kayla on the roll. But yeah, Fire giving them nothing at the moment.
Foul called. Of course, the Flames, as we know, coming off a 40-point loss to Perth, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way and you have those games, Tessa, but mentally, what do you think that does to a side when you're coming off a really heavy loss and then have to back it up against the ladder leaders?
You know, I think I'd prefer just to be able to go really quickly after a sort of game like that, because you don't want to dwell on it too much. You don't want to think about it. And I know Guy would like to see a response tonight, so hopefully that happens within the next 3 quarters.
Woods, there's a shot clock ticks down, but no worries.
It's almost better for the Fire at the moment, running down the shot clock, having to shoot at the last second. Both Steph Reed and now Woods have hit big shots.
Roof again, another rebound. And long pass, just a little too much on it for Akuzo.
Love that transition though. Roof, point guard Roof, passing it up to her other big man friend in Zatina.
So timeout is called. This timeout is brought to you by Cygnett, Australia's #1 digital accessories brand. Cygnett continues to power the WNBL, Australian owned and designed. Cygnett is available at JB Hi-Fi, Officeworks and other leading retailers. So make sure you visit cygnett.com today. So at the moment, timeout called here in this second period is the Fire 22 tonight over the Flames, Tessa. Let's take a look at Sydney's season so far. And Lauren Nicholson in fine form, averaging the 16.5 points per game. Of course, crossing from the Fire in the off-season. We know the importance of Kayla George as well. You can see there leading some key statistics. Another fantastic season so far for our MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. She is backing it up really well. And the fun thing about Kayla is she can make really great passes. You know, you might look out there and see like nothing's happening, but Kayla will make an amazing pass and get her teammates open.
And that 9.5 rebounds average per game puts her #7 in the competition. She's also excellent free throw, 92%, 13 out of 14 so far this season for Kayla. A few changes to their roster. The Flames this season, we know it's going to take a while for the new players to gel and, you know, learn the new game plan and those sorts of things. But as we enter the halfway point of the season, it's got to start coming together pretty quickly. Otherwise, might not make finals. How do you sort of see the season panning out so far?
Yeah, I think they'll be a little bit frustrated with the start of the season, but I think new team, you know, they're always going to have sort of their little issues to start off with, just understanding how each other plays, that sort of thing. And I don't have no doubts, though, moving forward that they'll play some really great basketball, especially with Coach Malloy, you know, an iconic WNBL coach and very successful coach. So I'm looking forward to seeing them in the second half, even after these games, you know, the next part of the season.
Certainly a lot of basketball to be played, and of course
Absolutely.
we can't forget Tess Madgen.
Yes.
You know, we can see the differences. Whitcomb puts up another 3. So deadly from outside the arc.
She is so deadly. I know when I'm playing against her, it's like, just don't try not to let her get the ball at all. But she's that quick. She's getting it.
Richards, too much on that one. And it's going to be a Flames ball, I think. Last touch, Fire. DD Richards to inbound, averaging the 9.5 points per game. Nicholson, great defense. Reed to Woods. Roof wide open, screaming for it. Now has some work to do against Nicholson. And they both go to ground. I'm on the umpire, the referee. I keep saying umpire, my apologies. The referee.
What are they going to call here?
Let's take another look. What do we reckon, Tessa?
Oh, it's tough. Loz really stood her ground, and I don't know what the refs are going to go with here. No, I think they've gone foul on Loz.
Townsville to maintain possession here. 25-9 at the moment. They led by 6 at quarter time. 5 wins in a row for the Fire. Akuzo kicks it out for Woods. Bubbles out.
How nice is that, though? They come off the on-ball really aggressive, dive really strong. They get it inside, then they get a wide open 3.
Expanded into the action for the Flames in a 100th WNBL game. So we see another foul called. There is Lauren Nicholson. Townsville have won the last 10 games between these two sides, and Nicholson played in all 10. Here she is with another bucket.
Great cut by Loz, just found the space, and then a great screen by Kayla.
Roof to Woods, working the baseline. Tough finish. Great shot. George.
Would love to see Sydney be really particular in their offense at the moment, just to get some really open shots. So that comes off the point guard's back and sort of understanding what the team needs in the moment, and then calling the right plays. Try and get Kayla and Loz in some on-ball screens, get them working together.
Steph Reed. Roof wide open for the 3, makes no mistake. They're really turning things up here, the Fire. This is the part of the court that the Flames need to get some momentum. Clark fighting for it. And you mentioned it, Tessa, maybe just some synergy, just not quite happening at the moment for the Flames?
I think so, but I mean, you can't underestimate the impact that Tess Madgen being out sort of has, you know, the leadership, the poise that she brings, and the playmaking ability as well. So I think the Flames will be really excited to get her back.
So timeout call with the Fire leading 31-11. This timeout is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, proudly supporting community basketball in Australia. So an important few minutes coming up for the Flames as we head towards half-time. We might take this moment to take a look at the Fire's season so far, and Sammy Whitcomb, well, she's in fine form again tonight, really finding her range, leading scorer for them, and Michaela Roof, as we know, an elite rebounder, and those two players again tonight really showing their worth.
Yeah, absolutely. Sammy has a real star power about her. She does a bit of everything. You know, she can hit a 3, but she can also make a play, and she's actually really relentless on the boards as well. And then obviously Roof, she does a bit of everything as well. I think Townsville have a really great balance of people that just want to do their job and do it well.
Absolutely, and yeah, you mentioned the versatility of Sammy Whitcomb. So averaging the 14.1 points per game, 5.6 assists, which is number 4 in the competition, 3.9 steals, number 1 in the competition, and 2.5 average 3 points made, which is equal first. So such a valuable member of this Fire outfit.
Absolutely, and coming off a championship last year, they've just added some very incredible talent.
Pretty scary prospect, isn't it, for the Fire? They're in great form, 5 wins in a row at the moment. Only 1 loss to the season. That was to Southside by a point. In control at the moment. Roof. One comes up short. It is going to be a Fire ball.
hopefully Sydney can lock down here on defense, create them some offense, some easy baskets.
Whitcomb out to Roof. Kuzo. So travel was called on that one, so points won't count.
Points won't count, unfortunately. Took a few too many steps there.
Just over 4 minutes to go in this second term. McSpadden gets her first bucket in a 100th WNBL game. Whitcomb inside to Akuzo to Roof. Now to Woods. Long range two.
Nice, so fun to watch. So fun to watch. They know exactly what they're doing. Makes the defense, make it hard on the defense, sorry, with the ball movement like that.
Shot clock ticking down to 6. Nicholson fires. Starting to get the crowd involved. Reed charges down the other end. Kuzo to Woods. Kuzo. And the referee's call, I think, for an offensive foul. Kuzo asking the question.
I'm not sure what happened. Yeah.
It might have been just off the play or off our screens. Flames will get possession. 3 minutes on the clock. Just haven't been able to make any inroads and get any kind of momentum against this Townsville outfit so far.
Yeah, you're right, they haven't. Townsville are just so disciplined defensively.
Nicholson to McSpadden.
Nice, Loz being super aggressive and McSpadden just getting into the right little spot there.
They need to stop here. And they get it. Although Bradley's under all sorts of pressure. Gets it out to George. They've coughed it up here, the Flames. Whitcomb off to Roof. So an opportunity just slipped there for the Flames. Whitcomb feeds Akuzo and draws the contact as well. She looks a little hurt.
They've caught a charge.
A charge.
Yeah, Loz Nicholson got there early, set her feet. Hopefully Zatina's okay.
Let's take another look, yep. There it is.
I reckon that's the favourite thing for the referees to call a charge. They really put their back into those ones.
Particularly when it favours the home fans as well, because you see Akuzo just getting some treatment, and we're headed to a timeout with the Fire leading 33-17. And this timeout is brought to you by CTM Sport. CTM Sport is here to transform your team's travel experience. Leave the hassle of off-court arrangements to CTM Sport, the experts in sports travel management. Get the winning edge at ctmsport.com.au. So what do we think the messages are going to be inside the Sydney camp at the moment, Tessa?
Yeah, I think Guy's going to be trying to be very specific in his offensive sets. Maybe the next 2 or 3 offensive sets to make sure they know exactly what sort of shot they want and who's going to shoot it, because then it makes it predictable and then you're able to rebound really well. And then I hope maybe he might switch something up on defense. They're showing on balls at the moment really aggressively, which is sort of Townsville Fire guards are able to get out and around that. So we'll see what they do out of this timeout, and hopefully they get a few open shots and then get some stops down the other end.
So Nicholson leading the way with 8 points and McSpadden with 4. A couple of field goals in the last few minutes to her, and then Clark and Bradley with the 2 each, and Rowe with 1 free throw. So they do need some probably some more spread. Like Kayla George hasn't got any points yet, although she's so important, as we know, to the structure and leadership of this side. Kayla Roof leading the way for the Fire with 9, Woods on 8. So Flames ball, and they turned it over.
Oh, that's tough. Kayla just got called for a moving screen there, unfortunately. Trying to roll a little bit, I think, too early.
So 2 minutes to go in this second term. Here's Sammy Whitcomb. McDowell White into the action for the Fire. Out to Woods, pulls the trigger on the 3. It's offline. And Flames ball.
Really like the way that McDowell White comes in. She was really aggressive off that on ball and got it out. Nice open shot.
Great story too. The Queensland native made a debut earlier this season. Being footy fans, you and I, Tessa, our father, 3-time Premiership Lion, Darryl White.
Oh, very talented family.
Very talented family. McSpadden gets it back, and Nicholson can't finish. A minute to go in this second period. Zowie B to Roof. Back out to McDowell White for 3. It's offline. Roof, though, with the O-board. Can't get the finish. We'll get another go. Out to Woods. That one's also offline, and George pulls it in. Fast break down the other end. Just bobbles out. Fire. Whitcomb. Clark with the rebound. Nicholson. Clark in the corner. Steps up and drains a 3.
Nice. Love that in transition. Loz got her feet in the key. Clark in the right spot. Knocks it down.
Timeout call with 20.7 seconds on the clock. It is the Fire leading 32-18. They've had a strong lead for majority of the match. We feel like Sydney are just starting to settle at the moment, Tessa, as we take a look at the Opals squad, which was announced during the week. The 20-player squad, of course, with the Paris Olympics coming up. Super exciting time. What do you think of the squad?
Absolutely love it. There's a lot of talent in this squad. There's plenty of depth, experience. There's some new names in there, Borlays. Very excited to see what Sandy Brondello does with the selection. It's a tough one, I think.
Any names you think are missing? Any controversial calls? Or
oh gosh,
I'm putting you on the spot.
I know. No, to be honest, I couldn't tell you. I think Sandy's done a really great job, and she knows her stuff. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what she does with the final 12.
Absolutely. So a lot of star power in our Opals squad, and fantastic to see some reward for effort as well. Some young players getting rewarded with squad selection, as well as, you know, the superstar names that we've come to love and know.
Definitely, I think Borlay's one. I've watched a few Adelaide games, and she's been playing really, really well, and she's just strong through the body, and for her to get that reward like that is very exciting for women's basketball and the Australian Opals.
I think it really is an exciting time for women's basketball. I mean, I feel like the WNBL continues to go from strength to strength. We're getting so many fantastic imports coming into the competition, and of course the Opals are so great to watch and had so much success. So you're right, Tessa, it's a great time for women's sport in general, but a really great time for women's basketball in particular. Absolutely,
and you can see it by the depth of this Fire squad, just how talented our league is.
The seconds ticking down. What will Whitcomb do? She drew a contact, yes. I reckon that might have been a bit of experience there, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the shot clock was down. She had to put it up, and I think Sydney were just trying to contest it, but unfortunately I've called something.
I'll say only shooting at 75% from the free throw line. It might be a bit harsh for Sammy Whitcomb's standards. 15 from 20 coming into tonight. Misses that one. Doesn't often miss twice. And that'll do us to halftime here at the Quaycentre in Sydney. And it is the competition leaders, Townsville Fire, leading 34-18. They led by 6 at quarter time and now have a healthy lead going into the main break. Tessa Lavey, and we sort of mentioned it throughout the call, Sydney's maybe started a bit slowly, started to kind of find their rhythm a little bit in that second quarter. The problem is Townsville have operated at a high standard since the opening tip-off, and it's very hard to break their momentum. But some promising signs, do you think, from the Flames, particularly in that second quarter, as we take a look at some of the highlights to halftime?
Yeah, I think so. I think they got some stops defensively and then used their speed. They do have a lot of speed out there. And that second half of that quarter, they certainly got the momentum a little bit more than the Fire. But you're right, the Fire are just so consistent, and I think that's why they're such a great team.
So pretty entertaining stuff. Sammy Whitcomb, I mean, we love watching her play, generally any time, but when she gets ball in hand outside the arc, you look, okay, here we go. Here she goes, and she's in fine form as Michaela Roof as well, getting in on the action.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty scary when Sammy gets the ball. You're not sure what's going to happen. She's quick with the dribble. She can make really great decisions, and then she can obviously shoot the ball extremely well as well.
So Michaela Roof leading the way with 9 points. Sammy Whitcomb, as we mentioned, has 7, 2 from 5 from the 3-point range. Woods as well, chipping in with 8 points. And for the Flames, Nicholson leading the way with 8, and Emma Clark chipping in with 5. As we see some of the key stats to halftime, what stands out to you there?
What stands out? Oh, the 3-pointers from the Flames. I think they'll be looking, obviously, to change that. I know Kayla hasn't scored in this first half yet, and I know she'll be disappointed with herself for that one, but I think there's a whole nother half and she'll think the exact same thing moving forward, and I think she'll want to have a big impact on the second half.
Absolutely. So an important second half coming up for the Sydney Flames. They want to try and keep in touch with the top 4 as we enter the halfway mark of the Cygnett WNBL season. The Fire, they're on a 5-game winning streak, sitting on top of the ladder, and they'll be looking to make it 6 in a row as, again, we recap some of the top scorers and rebounders. George with 6, Michaela Roof with 9, and Wickham again. We always say that she can do a bit of everything. She's got the 6 rebounds as well. So we are going to take a short break and plenty more action still to come. Stay with us. We'll have the second half coming up shortly.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved, and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams
of ourselves.
This is the very limit of where life can exist.
The incredible fight for life in Earth's greatest extremes.
Most extreme way to survive is the equivalent of a human climbing up a skyscraper.
Witness survival on a razor's edge.
This is planet Earth as you may never see it again.
New Planet Earth 3, Monday 7:30 on 9 and 9 Now.
Ford dealers have backed sport in communities for nearly 100 years. And now, from the Boomers and Opals to Aussie Hoops, your local Ford dealer is proud to support basketball. Because all dreams start somewhere.
Nice pass.
Lovely pass, and Maylee converts.
It allows Melbourne to get going. A no-look pass to Fowler, and that is classic Caps basketball.
Great defense from Kelly Wilson.
Terrific defense. Gave Cole absolutely nothing. It does not matter. Cole drains it on the buzzer.
Sammy Wickham, after a long and very successful stint, 5 seasons in fact at the Perth Lynx, their first season with the Townsville Fire.
Sometimes change is good and you just need a change of scenery. I've loved my time in Perth. Perth is home. Townsville itself, that's probably been the surprise for me. I'm with my family right now, but we've really just enjoyed the community there. Everything's kind of close, everyone knows each other, everyone's a Fire supporter, so it's been really fun.
Wickham one way, back the other way, right hand up and in. What a superstar.
I was ready for different style of play, different coaching. After talking to Shannon and just seeing kind of the culture that they've created there, it seemed like a really good fit. It seemed like a really great opportunity to go somewhere and really be challenged. He's so detail-oriented. That stuff really matters to him, all the small things. He holds everybody accountable to the same standards. And culture is really important to him, and I really, really like that as well. He has a lot of buy-in from the group, which you can see, but it's because it matters to him.
That's the Sammy Wickham at her best. How many times over the past 6 seasons in the WNBL have we seen Sammy Wickham, despite the best efforts of the defence, still find a way to put it through the hoop?
Efficiency is something that I try to pride myself on. We have some really great players on this team. Being efficient with the opportunities I get is going to be really, really important. That's kind of what's kept me going over the years, just that hunger and that desire to keep getting better.
Townsville are WNBL champions.
I think at my age and at this stage of my career, it would be really incredible and really special. I think, like I said, I really wanted to do that in Perth and just wasn't able to, wasn't fortunate enough to get a chance to do that. But I know that they've obviously experienced that, so I really want to be part of a team that could go back to back. Would be super special. And as I said, just because of the longevity of my career and where I'm at, I think it would mean a whole lot to me to do it, at 35.
Hey, I'm Tess.
I'm Shanice.
And we're from the Sydney Flames. We're here today with Ellery, Miller and Mateo from the Ford Aussie Hoops. Do you want to make a smoothie?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. What's your favourite fruit? Mango. Yes, we've got some mango. Oh, nice. What's your favourite thing about playing basketball?
Shooting.
Shooting?
What's your favourite thing about basketball?
Great question. My favourite thing about basketball is all the people that I get to meet and all the friends I've made playing basketball. Ellery, do you want to click the button? What should we call this smoothie? What do you reckon? Rainbow. That's a great name. Is that as good as your mum's from her cafe?
No.
Oh. Now that we've got lots of energy, should we go shoot some hoops?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
This Sunday, Delta is back with a special star-studded Christmas event.
Hello, Australia.
With Robbie Williams, G-Flip, Kate Sobrano,
Merry Christmas, everyone,
Gujarat, Teddy Swims, Russell Crowe, and lots more.
Hey, has anybody done this yet? How about this girl?
Spread the Christmas spirit. Brand new Christmas with Delta. Sunday 7 o'clock on 9.
This is it, Australia.
The grand finale of Love Island is here.
Savannah and Cliff, Tyler and Kale, Lucinda and Zach. Who wins Love Island 2023 is up to you. Go to 9now.com.au/Love Island and click on your favourite couple.
Don't miss the epic grand finale. Monday 8:30 on 9Now and 9Go.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams are within reach.
Welcome back to the Quaycentre in Sydney. Saturday night hoops. It is the Flames taking on the Fire, who are in control at half-time. They lead 33-20, looking to make it 6 in a row, while the Flames hoping to turn things around after a 40-point loss to Perth last week. They've got a bit of work to do at half-time. It is Jess Webster and Tessa Lavey with you in commentary. And Tessa, as we take a look back at the team of the round from round 6, a lot of guards in this team, and we've been singing the praises of Sammy Whitcomb tonight. She also had a strong round 6, but loving the work of Ari McDonald this season. What a player she's been for Perth, and you can see her averages there, 25 points per game and 4 assists in round 6. But her entire season has been fantastic. How have you found her performances so far?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed watching McDonald. I think she's someone that understands the game really well. She shoots the shots when she knows she has to shoot them, and then she makes plays when she knows she has to make a play. So for her, and then she leads really well, I think. First time in the league. It's super impressive to watch, and it's exciting to watch.
Certainly is. A couple of Flames as well in there, Lauren Nicholson and Tess Madgen, who unfortunately isn't out there tonight, but you can just see how important she is for this Flames side. She's played 3 games and they're 2-1 when she's in the side. So there they are on screen. A lot for them to work on at half-time. How do you see the second half playing out in your mind?
In my mind, I think 13 points is, it's not that much of a deficit, I think, to get back, and I think the Flames will really be digging deep to get back within the 5 to 10 point mark, I think, by the end of this third, and just chipping away at it. You don't want to go out there with the mindset you're going to get it back within the first 5 minutes.
And one player that you've liked in the first half, and a player that the Flames really need to curtail, is, of course, Michaela Roof. So she's up to 9 points and 9 rebounds as well. Just, we've run out of ways to describe how fantastic she is. We're putting in another really great performance tonight.
Yeah, I think we have, actually, but I think it's just consistent, and the effort that she puts, when she gets out there, she puts on 110% every single time, every single possession, and yeah, that's why I love watching her play.
6 of those rebounds are offensive rebounds as well, just really showing her strength in that area. And Woods has been pretty handy with 8 points as well, and Steph Reed with the 5 for the Fire as we get the third underway immediately. Roof into the action. Gets a second chance. Some good defense shown by the Flames. And now get possession here. So 13 points the margin at halftime. It was 6 at quarter time. It's an important third quarter coming up for the home side. Nicholson, one of their best tonight so far. To McSpadden. Kuzo with the rebound.
Like how McSpadden followed up her shot then. She recognised it wasn't going in and put the pressure on Zatina to get that rebound.
Here is a Kuzo. Again, good defense from the Flames, but the Fire will get it back. Shot clock down to 3, so Steph Reed just had to go herself.
She makes it look so easy, just the left hand with speed off the backboard.
Nicholson to Bradley. Back to Nicholson, driving through, just can't get it to go. Roof coming down with another rebound. 10th of the night. To Woods, now to Reed. Back to Woods, thought about going inside to Akuzo. Instead goes to Michaela Roof. That one had too much on it, but last touch from Clark. So we have fireball, margin now 15.
We've got 6 seconds on the shot clock here, so interesting to see what they draw up. Oh, simple.
And it's pretty easy, isn't it? Just get the ball into Michaela Roof's hands.
Yeah, she's got a double-double now.
In fine form tonight is Michaela Roof. Fire look like they're in cruise control. Sydney really need a response here. Can Kayla George be the one to spark them? Comes up short. There she is again, Michaela Roof. To Whitcomb, now Woods fires on the three. They're really heating things up now, the Townsville Fire. Here's Nicholson under plenty of pressure. Wickham and Akuzo. Got it out to Bradley, to George in the corner. Still searching for a first bucket.
Loved how the Fire put pressure on Nicholson there. They knew she was going to try and make a play and they trapped her. Got the ball out of her hands and made someone else make the play.
Reed found an opening. And the finish as well. We're heading to a timeout as this lead continues to grow for the Townsville Fire. They lead 42-20 to start this third quarter. This timeout is brought to you by Ford Aussie Hoops, the perfect introduction to the world of basketball for kids aged 5 to 10 years. Basketball Australia are launching the Ford Aussie Hoops Award for 2023. To find out more, visit aussiehoops.basketball to register. So Tessa Levy, we mentioned at halftime, it's a big second half to come for the Flames, a good opportunity to reset. They were playing some good minutes in the back end of that second quarter, but as all good teams do, Townsville Fire came out and said, no, we're just going to continue and actually raise the bar. With a couple of really great plays involving Steph Reed and Michaela Roof picked up where she left off. So just in fine form at the moment, aren't they?
They really are. And they often talk about the third quarter sort of being the championship quarter. And then obviously the Fire have come out and recognised that and they've played their way and they get rewarded with that. Although I think Flames have had some really good shots in the offensive half, but they just haven't been rewarded. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. Hopefully a few shots drop now.
And basketball, as you know, is a game of momentum. The Flames are 1 from 12 from the three-point range. If a couple of those start to fall, they can really sort of eat away at this deficit.
Absolutely, they can. And I think with the calibre of players that they have, they'll continue to shoot those shots. And so they should. They'll drop eventually.
They've turned it over, unfortunately, on this occasion. So Townsville ball, 42-20 is their lead. Steph Reed working on Panousis, swings it across to Woods, who's open for the three. Gets a good look at bobbles out, follows up with the O-board. Great stuff from Woods, but even better defense from Kayla George. To Rowe, and now McSpadden with the finish. Received from Nicholson. Great team play from the Sydney Flames.
That was nice. Got the ball up nice and quick. McSpadden run the floor and got a really deep seal and then got rewarded with it.
Reed, Woods, Kuzo, back to Woods. Now to Roof, who's having some kind of game for the Fire, not on this occasion. It's Panousis to George. Works the baseline, and there she gets her first bucket of the night. Steph Reed to Roof, and now to Whitcomb. Back to Roof. Woods. He's playing some patient basketball at the moment. Shot clock, though, ticking down. Roof needs to get a shot up. George has other ideas. The shot clock ticked down.
George making some massive play on the defensive end and then some on the offensive end as well. That's what you want your star players to do, step up in those big moments, and she's doing that.
Another chance for the Fire. Reed comes up short on that occasion, and George really starting to make her presence felt now. Another rebound, and then gives it to Panousis. Working on Reed to McSpadden, they share it around Rowe, and now George. Inside to Rowe with the finish as well.
Don't often see Kayla coming off and on ball, but I love it. Let's do it again.
A mini run here, the Flames. Problem is they've got to stop the Fire down this end. Whitcomb under pressure. Foul is called. So less than 5 to go here in the third. Townsville started on fire, if I don't mind me saying that. At the start of the third quarter, they really came out and went bang, but Sydney have just kind of settled things a little bit. Unfortunately, though, that lead is still 42-26 the Fire's way as Whitcomb finds herself at the line.
They have settled a little bit, the Flames, I think, and moving forward, maybe focusing on get 3 stops in a row. I think that's something that can help players get really focused and create then their offense.
Crowd trying to get involved here at the Quaycentre in Sydney. There's Panousis. Now to George. Back to Panousis. Good defense shown by the Fire. Whitcomb calling the shots. Kuzo, Woods, Brown, now Shields. Again, Kayla George gets an important hand in there. Off to Richards. Back to George, Panousis. Richards. Rowe, George, what can she manufacture? Oh, almost did all the hard work. Just didn't drop.
That was better from the Flames. They got the ball moving side to side and then tried to get in to the key. And then Kayla was really aggressive off the dribble as well.
Brown to Whitcomb. Now to Shields in the corner. Pulls the trigger. Bobbles out. George, another rebound. So they've got a few stops. The problem is they probably aren't capitalising down this end. Panousis fires and drains it.
She is cash from the three-point line. Every game she comes in, I have no doubt when she sees that shot, she takes it.
And that, importantly, was just their second triple of the night. They get a rebound here, Richards. If the threes start to flow, anything can happen as George gets in on the action. And she's pumped up. And a timeout is called by the Fire as the Flames make their move here in the third. They've cut the margin down to 12. Seem to have the momentum, Tessa Levy.
Yes, they do, and I think it's come from the defensive end. They've sparked a little bit of energy into that defense, and now that's creating their offense.
So Kayla George hadn't had any points to half-time. She's now got 5, 8 rebounds, but importantly, she's really making her presence felt in this third to turn things around. And we spoke about it earlier, the quality of someone like Kayla George, as well as her experience. She's an excellent player, but she's she's the kind of player that if she does get up and going, can just inspire everyone around her. And I think importantly, we can see some body language from the Sydney Flames, particularly after she got that triple.
Absolutely, and you saw that in Richards. She came running over. Got a little bit of a chest pump happening, and I just love that. And I think they would have spoken about that during that timeout when the Fire came out and they were firing in the third. They would have spoken about igniting some sort of energy, dig deep, and that's what's happened. Kayla's really ignited the flames within them.
I love it. Now you're getting in on the puns as well.
Don't try and stop us now.
We're both on a roll tonight, but it really is an interesting thing about, we were chatting off air actually about sport and mindset. So there's everything that Guy Malloy can do off the court with all the messages and drawing up all the players, but a lot of it comes down to the players on the court and the body language and those kinds of, team communication and those sorts of things as we see another important turnover.
Absolutely. And I think, coaches, their job is to coach and players bring the energy. And then the rest is up to the coaches to do the X's and the O's. But I think it's on the players to recognise that. And I think the Flames have recognised that now. And they just got another amazing stop from that.
So the question is, can they keep it going? The Sydney Flames are still 12 points down. Fire still with a healthy lead. Richards bounces out, but they get it back, the Flames. Panousis to George, who's lifted in this third. And how will they see this? It's a Flames ball. So off the hands, I think, of Zowie B.
They've got 5 seconds here too, so it'll be a quick hitter.
Who do they go to? Nicholson. Fireball. Minute and a half to go in this third. Sydney are throwing everything at the Fire at the moment. We still have a commanding lead on the scoreboard.
I think Townsville right now will be looking to settle the ship a little bit. It's been a bit chaotic from the Flames bring that energy in, and that's exactly what Sydney want. But I think the Fire will be looking to get a good half-court set here and know exactly what shot they want.
Reed working on Panousis. And they've turned it over, so this pressure is really lifted from the Flames. Panousis. George open for the three. A little bit too much on it. Woods. Brown. Can they keep it alive? No. It's the Fire by 6 at quarter time, by 13 at half time. While the Flames have only made inroads by a point, 12 points is the margin. They seem to have lifted in confidence. Here's Nicholson with her opportunity. Can't get it to go. Reed. Zowie beat their new recruits, which is the third WNBL game. Swedish WNBA veteran. Played in some of the best leagues, pretty much her whole career, all around the world. Didn't know much about Australia when she came here a few weeks ago. Sort of said in a newspaper article, you've got a lot to learn, but seeing a few cities in her first 3-game stint. Here she is.
I would love to have a conversation with her just about what's surprised her about Australia. I think In Points love it when they come over here. And we love that for the league. Keep them coming back.
Zowie B on cue. It's a settler for the Fire. Richards streaming down the other end, working on Zowie B and draws contact. Dee Dee Richards, another WNBA player with New York, averaging the 9.5 points for Sydney this season, 6.8 rebounds. She's 69% from the free throw line. Had 10 points in their big loss to Perth and 11 rebounds as well. Season high of 18 points against the Capitals, and she's 2 for 2.
I love it when Richards is really aggressive going downhill. I think she needs to do that more.
It's 5.5 seconds left on the clock. A good fight shown by Sydney. This formidable Fire outfit, just keeping them at arm's length at the moment as Reed makes a move. Outstanding from Steph Reed.
That is so nice. How does she get up there, hold her body, hold the ball as well, and then go underhand scoop, like a scoop, over Richards, who's so long?
What an incredible play. Let's take another look on replay. You're right, how does she do that?
She knows how to do it, just like that.
Yeah, unbelievable. Such a quality player and such a quality outfit of the Townsville Fire. So 3/4 time here at the Quaycentre, and for everything that Sydney threw at Townsville in that third quarter, Tessa Levy, they still lead 48-34 as we turn from home.
Yeah, I think Sydney brought a lot of energy on the defensive end, and I think they need to bring it right from this first part of the fourth. Mix it up defensively, get Townsville thinking about what they're going to do next. I think that's really important. At the moment, Townsville seem to just be sort of getting whatever shots they would like. So hopefully Sydney mix it up and they bring that energy again.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights. So Steph Reed, she was involved in the opening few minutes as well when Townsville came out and just went bang. And this is when Sydney really started to make their move, and we spoke about it in the first half, just couldn't quite get their synergy going in their offensive end, but then also they came in at half-time, they were 1 from 12 from the three-point area, and then they started to come, and that one from Kayla George was massive and really lifted and forced a timeout from the Fire as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's not like Sydney aren't getting open shots. They're just not dropping at the moment, and they got rewarded in that second half of that third. So hopefully moving into this fourth, they keep taking those shots and, it makes it a game. They just need to chip away at the Townsville Fire's lead bit by bit.
We've also started to see more of an even spread as well. So Nicholson, 8 points. McSpadden with 6, but then and McClark's up to 5. Kayla George is up to 5. Panousis as well got a first triple in row as well, chipping in with a few points as well. So that will be pleasing from their coaching staff as well, just to see more of that even spread of contributors against the Townsville Fire side that are so good at that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's super important that you have a really good spread because it keeps the other teams guessing where those shots are going to come from, and you want them to believe that their shot, when they shoot it, it's going in. And so they should be. They're on the WNBL list for a reason. Believe in themselves. Go for it.
Absolutely. So fourth quarter underway here. George, under all sorts of pressure, somehow got the pass out. Then they get a shot from Bradley, who sinks it.
I don't know how Kayla saw that, but she did. Credit a wide open 3 for Bradley.
She had 3 players on her, somehow still found her teammate. Ended with a scoring opportunity as Brown down the other end from downtown. Fire with the immediate response. George. Clark rather. George pulls the trigger. Comes up short. Reed gets it back from Brown. Zoe B, but McSpadden gets a hand in there as she might have hurt herself. Looks like she's okay. Fell a little awkwardly. Looking a little ginger, but hopefully she's all okay. Laura McSpadden, of course, in a milestone game, so Fire will have possession here. Woods to inbound to Whitcomb, who steps back on the three. And she loves it from that area.
She does. I don't know how she got so open. They are setting some really great screens to Townsville Fire.
Kayla George to Clark. Aggressive, but the foul was called. And the thing is, it's the confidence. When you see Sammy Whitcomb, immediately she gets it, the quick step back, because she knows the second that she gets it, she will try that three attempt.
Absolutely. She's not second-guessing herself. She's just going for it. And I think that adds to, you know, percentage of your shots. If you're not second-guessing yourself, you're in your natural motion, and it just follows through.
Nicholson swings it across to Bradley. She makes her move. That is excellent. Reed. Out to Whitcomb. Zowie B open for the three. It's off the rim. Although good rebound from Woods. Sets up Brown. Bradley. Give it to Rowe. Now to Nicholson. Back out to Rowe. Now to Nicholson. Shot clock ticking down. And they've turned it over. Reed down the other end. We know how dangerous she is in this position, but has been called for a travel. So the Flames have lifted their game, but it is the Fire now 17 points in front. Great hustle shown by two sides, the two players rather, but the Flames will still maintain possession.
I love how Reed gets up, full court defense. I think something she works really hard on and she loves to do, so it definitely nearly got a turnover there.
Players like that, you know, will just keep up that intensity for all four quarters. One of the many things we love about Steph Reed.
Absolutely, and I think when you see your point guard up there defensively working super hard, it just feeds into the other players, and they've like, well, I've got to get in the lane here. I've got to deny this ball now.
McSpadden for the Flames. Across to Clark. Works the baseline out to Rowe, who's open for a triple and nails it.
Nice. They had good ball movement. Loz got it out of that double. Got to the second side. And then Kira Rowe open on the third side.
Reed swings it across. Whitcomb, they're sharing it. Roof attempt is just, it was Brown rather, just a little offline. Nicholson down the other end to Clark in the corner. They've really found their range in the second half here, the Flames. Could not get a three ball in the first half. They're starting to flow here. Whitcomb back out to Zowie B, wide open. Couldn't get it to go. Woods follows up and gets the finish.
I love how Sydney have stuck to their game plan. They've got open threes. They haven't shied away from shooting it. They're trusting themselves and knocking them down.
It's an important point you make, because it will be so easy to go into your shell when things aren't going your way.
Absolutely.
But to be able to stick at it and know that it will come, I think they're important learning moments.
Yeah, and I think you get that with experienced teams. Just, you know, the game may not be going your way, but at some stage it will, and you need to be playing the right way to be successful.
They go for it again, this time Clark. Ball was out. Roof pulls it in. Roof, 11 points, 12 rebounds, 7 of those offensive tonight. Kayla Roof. Sammy Whitcomb. And gets the contact as well.
So tough, Sammy. There's nothing stopping her when she decides she wants to go and score. It's fun to watch.
She's up to 12 points and 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Finds herself at the line again. 3 from 4 tonight at the free throw line. Five and a half to go here in this last quarter. What have Sydney got left? Bradley to McSpadden. Maybe would like that shot again.
Sometimes the ball's slippery, just slips out and you don't know what to do with it.
Steph Reed. Whitcomb to Roof. Now to Zowie B. Couldn't get it to go. Woods to Reed. Offline. So what have you liked from Townsville tonight, Tessa? We know they're just so, as we mentioned, so well drilled. Nicholson fires for 3. And so consistent. But is there anything else that stands out to you?
Absolutely, they're so consistent. I think I've really enjoyed their defense. You know, I don't think they've given much away on the defensive end. They're stuck to their guns. They've been really aggressive, and then that's created their offense, and that's helped them. So I've really enjoyed that about the Fire tonight.
Timeout called here in the fourth. The Fire 61-48 over the Flames at the moment. This timeout is brought to you by the WNBL. The official WNBL app is available. We don't want you to miss a second of the action. So for live scores, highlights, all your player and team info and more, download the free WNBL app today. No doubt, Tessa, you've got that at the ready.
Absolutely, I do. When I heard there was an app, I was like, this is great, because as a player, I'm trying to find my games and I struggled. Now I've got the app. Perfect.
Certainly is. So make sure you get your hands on that WNBL app if you haven't already, as we take a little breather here with 4:46 left on the clock. Some of the top scorers. Whitcomb really led from the front today with 15. Woods, I've liked her game, chipping with 13. Roof, as we know, is an absolute superstar, and Steph Reed with 11 as well. And for the Flames, Nicholson consistent tonight with 11, playing against her old side for the first time. But so many wonderful contributors amongst this Townsville outfit. Do you think they are the contenders again this year?
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, I think they, in their team, they wouldn't think they've played their best basketball yet, which I also think is very exciting.
That's scary.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they've only had Zowie B for the last three games or so, so they still have a little bit of cohesion to move forward with, and I think that's exciting with this Fire group. They're not at their best, and it's kind of scary for the rest of the league too.
Kuzo can't get it to go. Good defensive effort from the Flames. Bradley to George. Now Clark. Back to George. Shot clock down to 5. Need to get a shot up here, the Flames. McSpadden can't provide. (61-48), the Fire's way. 4 minutes left in this last quarter. They've led from start to finish, the defending champs.
I like how Sydney haven't allowed this to really blow out. They've really gritted their teeth. They've made some, as I say that, I was going to commend their defense. As I say that, Woods makes a massive shot on the buzzer.
In fine form is Woods. That was a tough shot.
Absolutely.
Somehow got it in.
You know what, though? Over the last few rounds of the WNBL I've been watching, and there's been some incredible shots. The one I remember the most is probably Bola's in that Adelaide game v Bendigo. I remember commentating, and oh my God, it was incredible.
as we head to another timeout here in the last. Well, we've got some time. Can you give us an update on your injury and if we're going to see you this season or when you're going to come back to playing the multitude of sports that you love to play?
I do love it. But yeah, my toe's going really well. You know, the rehab's been really slow, but that's the sort of why we made the decision to really back it off and take my time because I want to play for a long time still yet. I'm still young. So yeah, it's going well and Richmond have been really great with supporting me with that. But there's no basketball on the horizon this season, but you know, who knows what might happen in the future.
Still plenty of good years and good seasons and all of that left in you, Tessa, so we can't wait to see you back out in action. So all the best with your recovery.
Thank you.
3.5 minutes left here in this last quarter. So if you're Townsville, what kind of messages are you giving to the group? They've been leading from the front all game. You know, Sydney have made charges at certain stages. In these last few minutes, what do you think the key messages will be?
I think the key messages will be don't allow Sydney to up-tempo, disrupt your offence, and then defensively still do what you've been doing. Be really solid, have great rotations, and allow that to create your offence. There you go, Steph Reed with the steal.
And not quite the finish for Steph Reed. So the Flames will get another opportunity.
And then I think for the Flames, they'll be looking to, you know, play the right way. You don't want to get out of this game and ask yourselves if you've played the right way. So, you know, they've got a long season ahead and the season is not over. There's plenty of basketball to be played. So, and it's an exciting time for them, I think, as well, because they haven't played their best basketball yet.
And a weird thing to say that a loss might be important, but the one loss that Townsville have had after they were 17-19 on a row, as we see another 3 attempt go in. An excellent shot from Whitcomb, who else? But how important do you think that loss was for Townsville, particularly going down by a point to Southside earlier in the season?
Yep, I think it would have been huge. You know, losses are super important because you learn from those losses and it really makes you critique the game that you've just played, and I think they'll learn a lot from that game, and it'll make them a better team moving forward.
It wasn't so much a reality check for Townsville, more like a reset, just to, okay, look, it didn't go away, so maybe a chance to kind of review what went wrong when it does go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think the league is so talented and so tough that if you don't come into the game with the right mindset, it can be anyone's game. I think Canberra, you know, they just showed it. They just beat the Boomers. And, you know, you don't want to come in and underestimate a team. You want to respect everybody.
Absolutely. As I see Woods again getting in on the action. Courtney Woods, 26-year-old, averaging the 10 points this season, and she's above average tonight, playing some really good basketball.
I think a tech foul's being called here on the Sydney's bench.
Two from two for Courtney Woods. Into the final 2 minutes here. 22 points the difference. There'll be another impressive aspect of this from the Fire is the Flames started to come in the third, but the Fire have still managed to extend their lead. So it's not even about kind of stopping that momentum that Sydney had, but bettering it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when Sydney really challenged the Fire, they were able to step up and they weathered that sort of storm a little bit. You know teams are going to make runs. It's how you respond to those and how long you let them go on that run for.
Wickham, 18 points for her tonight and 7 rebounds. They've coughed it up here, the Fire. Here's Nicholson. Pulls up on the three, it rattles out. Roof pulling in another rebound. 15 for her tonight to go along with her 11 points. Had a double-double by half-time.
It's incredible what Ruth does every single week. You know exactly what you're going to get. If she needs to score, she'll score. If she needs to rebound, she'll rebound the ball like no tomorrow.
52 rebounds to 27 tonight, the Fire's way. Certainly controlled that area of the game.
They'll often come out on top if you're winning the rebound count. You're normally out on top, so super important you make sure you box out. Don't allow teams to get those second chance points.
Into the final minute here. Flames with possession. Nicholson. Back out to George. And now Panousis. Shot clock down to 5. What can she do? Can't get it to go. McDowell White getting some more minutes here for the Fire. Good deflection in there from George. Now Nicholson. Go, Flames, go. Good defense from India Bauer as well. He's coming to the action for Townsville. Just got a hand in there.
Yeah, she's really long. She stayed really active on defense and eventually helped cause that turnover.
Of course, one of their development players. Roof happy to just hold on to things here.
The ever reliable Roof.
As the seconds tick down, and it is 6 in a row to the defending champs, the Townsville Fire. They take down the Sydney Flames at the Quaycentre, 70-48. An impressive performance from start to finish from the Fire. They started strongly. They came out, they led by 6 points at quarter time, had a 13-point lead at half time. Sydney made their move in the third, but Townsville stood strong, Tessa Lavey, and really finished out this game strongly. And they're just warming up nicely in this Cygnett WNBL season.
They really are. It's a credit to them. And Sydney made their moves, but Townsville didn't let it linger on too long. And you can just see by the stats that, you know, across the board, they all contribute really well. No one really has a massive load to carry, but everyone brings that little bit, and they all know what they do well, and they bring that.
And the Fire, as we know, such a consistent outfit. Hard to pick a player who really stood out among the rest, but we want to focus on Sammy Whitcomb, who ended her night with 18 points and 7 rebounds and 3 assists. And she's just an absolute superstar. What can you say about her?
Yeah, I mean, you can say lots of things about Sammy, but, you know, she just plays hard every single second she gets out there. You know, the team needs someone to score. She scores. Team needs someone to create. She can create as well. And she also switches into that point guard position, which, you know, it's a credit to her and her knowledge of the game, and she can share that with the younger players.
So a wonderful performance from Sammy Whitcomb today. And as we take a look at some of the highlights tonight, so where do we think this leaves Sydney? So they were coming off a 40-point loss to Perth on Wednesday. Had to back it up against the competition leaders. They've gone down by 22 points in the end. Where do you think things are at for the Flames?
I think they're going to have some meetings during the week and really discuss what they can do moving forward. But, you know, you wouldn't be throwing the kitchen sink at anything. I think, you know, they have all the players there that they sort of need, and they have Guy Malloy there. And I think they'll just come together and they'll work out something moving forward to, you know, create this season. And I think Kayla George, obviously having Tess Madgen out, has hurt them, but as soon as she gets back in, you know, the sky's the limit for the Flames. And yeah, don't get too down on themselves. That's the biggest thing that I would say.
Yeah, certainly there's a few positives as well. Like we can see when they do start to gel together and get that connection between their players. They can really sort of make things happen, as we see some of the key stats to full time. And they couldn't, the Flames in the first half couldn't buy a triple. They just couldn't find their range, but they did start to drop in the second half, which was important, and they actually finished on even percentage with the Fire, which is a little bit surprising in the end. But overall, just a really solid performance from the Fire.
Yeah, I think so. They've come out, they have the depth, and they've showed their experience too in big games and in big moments. And I think Sydney will learn a lot from this game and come out next week ready to go.
So these are some of the top individual scorers. Nicholson finished with 11 and Clark with 8 for the Flames. Woods, top scorer to her team tonight with 19. How did you see her game?
I really enjoy Woods' game. You know, she's great defensively. She took a couple of charges on Nicholson there, but she just goes about it. You know, there's no fuss about her. She's not ever complaining to the referees. She just plays tough and consistent, and she's really great offensively. She's really poised, and I think that's something that, Townsville really value in her as a player.
And again, it points to Townsville's depth as well, when you can kind of get a game out of that from Courtney Woods, who's obviously a quality player, but they've got quality players all over the shop. As we take a look at the rest of the games to come, Melbourne and Adelaide, and Bendigo and Southside tomorrow. That one between Bendigo and Southside will be really interesting. Southside as well, looking to bounce back and get some momentum as well. And Melbourne, of course, in second position, so that's going to be a tough one for Adelaide. How do you see those two games panning out?
Yeah, I think Melbourne-Adelaide will be a great game. Adelaide needs wins, and Melbourne, they're playing some good basketball. I hope Jordan Canada's back in for that game, and I think there'll be some Tigers girls at that game, so they'll have fun. Bendigo-Southside. Bendigo needs some wins as well. They got a win against Adelaide during the week, but Southside will obviously be looking to bounce back from that game against Townsville, so that'll be fun to watch as well.
Absolutely.